Good morning. I would like to call to order this meeting of the Fremont County Board of County Commissioners. I invite you to rise this morning for an invocation by Grant Atkinson of the Cowboy Church and to stay standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
All right, let's bow together and we'll honor our Creator. Father, thank you again for the privilege. We're very blessed to still be a part of this country that is the greatest country on earth. A lot because of our founders that said, "In God we trust," and we're reminded of that every piece of money we pick up. So, Father, I thank you for this county. I thank you for this area where we still have the privilege to begin this meeting in prayer. I pray for your blessing on all of our law enforcement, all those who protect us, and certainly our men and women around the world and our military. And, Father, especially our county, our commissioners, and all of our staff, that you'd bless them personally, where they can focus on the things that they have to address in our county, and we praise you for that. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Bell,
Present.
Commissioner Payne,
Present.
Commissioner McFall,
Present.
County Clerk Barr, present. County Attorney Jackson,
Present.
County Manager Bryant,
Present.
Planning and Zoning Director Koch.
Present.
Thank you. We turn next to approval of today's agenda. I know that we have one new thing we need to add. Under new business, we're going to insert an additional item as number 4. That item will read presentation of the 2016 audit report with Representative John Cutler of Cutler and Associates. So then we will renumber 4 through 7 to be numbers 5 through 8. Are there any other changes we need to make this morning?
Not that I'm aware of, Madam Chair. With those changes, I will move to approve the agenda.
Second that.
It has been moved and seconded to approve today's agenda. Further discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Payne,
Aye.
Commissioner McFall,
Aye.
Commissioner Bell,
Aye.
motion carries.
Up next is our consent agenda. I would like to point out to you we are scheduling a public hearing for September 12th at 10 o'clock in the morning. We will be considering conditional use permit, TZAC pit number 2. It's going to be a surface mine producing sand, aggregate, and rock products. So if you're interested in that, please be here for that meeting or let us know through email.
With that, Madam Chair, I move to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded to approve today's consent agenda. Further discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner McFall,
Aye.
Commissioner Payne,
Aye.
Commissioner Bell,
Aye.
motion carries.
Next, we turn to administrative and informational topics. We'll begin with staff and elected officials reports, and we have Sunny Bryant, our county manager, here with us with a county manager report. Good morning, Sunny.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So my report is very short, as in I've only worked a couple days during these last 2 weeks. I was on vacation. So on August the 8th, the commissioners, the county attorney, public health director, and I attended an orientation put on by the State Department of Health. And I appreciate Commissioner Bell's efforts to kind of put this all together, but it was very helpful for us to see kind of what the county should be doing and what the Board of Health should be doing. So we really enjoyed them coming down and putting that on for us. I attended an area managers luncheon, so it's always good to get together with the other managers in the area and see what's going on in their community, or in their departments. And then we're working on the 2018 budget. So I've sent out all of the templates to the departments, so we're putting that together. It's hard to believe we're already at that point of the year. And then another note, we hired a new noxious weed director. So Jana Rapetti has notified us that she will be moving. So her last day is this Thursday. So we had a new person start on Monday, and his name is Nick Bankston. So we're very excited to have him, and we'll keep moving forward with that department.
Thanks, Sunny. I just would like to mention real briefly, your report may have been shorter than usual this time, but I would say your vacation was well-deserved. So
we had a great time.
It looked like you had a wonderful time, and we're happy to have you back.
Yes, thank you.
All right, up next is the sales and use tax report, also from Sunny.
Okay, so on the retail sales tax collections in the month of June, we received $474,077, which is actually our record so far. We haven't had any numbers higher than that. So that's $41,969 higher than June of last year. Year to date, we're up $125,087. In the auto use tax collections, we received $88,696, which is up $1,348 from July of last year. Year to date, we're up $28,260. The construction use tax collections, we did receive our quarterly payment from the City of Canyon City, and they've had quite a few building permits that they've issued. So we have a $71,384 in July of this year, which is up $50,000 from July of last year. Year to date, we're up $37,238. And the lodging tax, we've received $50,541, which is up $12,666 from June of last year. Year to date, we're up $13,540. And the retail sales tax for the Sheriff's Department, we received $316,051, which is up $27,979 from June of last year. Year to date, we're up $83,392. And the sheriff auto use tax collections, we received $59,130, which is up $899 from last year. And year to date, we're up $18,900. And last, the sheriff construction use tax, we received $47,589, which is up $33,599. Year to date, we're up $23,417. So everything is looking great. We're very excited to report some really good numbers.
All right, that's great. Thank you so much. Further discussion on Sunny's report? All right, do we have any other staff or elected officials' reports this morning?
Yeah, I just want to mention that the Boys and Girls Club is having their 7th annual Bids and Barbecue this weekend. It's the 26th at Harrison School. It's a big fundraiser for them, and all the money's raised goes directly to the Boys and Girls Clubs, which it's a great organization for our county. It keeps those kids with something to do, keep them out of trouble, hopefully. So if anybody can attend, get a hold of the Boys and Girls Club, and there's still tickets left.
And we'll see you there.
Yep.
Yes.
We'll be there.
It's a great organization for a great cause. All right. Citizens who might wish to address the commissioners on a matter not scheduled on today's agenda. Do we have anyone in the audience that would like to address this board? Okay, seeing none, we will move on. We have no old business coming before us today, so we'll jump right into new business. We have before us, first up, the proclamation for Suicide Awareness Month, and we have Representative Jessica, and I'm sorry, is it Cobbler? Cobbler. Good morning, Jessica. Would you like to come to the microphone? So I would like to just give you a couple of moments to let us know what's on your mind. I also would like to ask you if you would please read this proclamation for us, and then we'll have maybe a couple of comments as well.
My name is Jessica Cobbler.
It's okay. Take your time.
My life my family's life and the lives of a lot of young people and community members was forever changed on June 18th, 2014, when my son Tom Cobbler committed suicide. Tom was an amazing young man. He was kind, loving, caring, very smart, and very handsome. He was a great son, big brother, grandson, and friend. Tom was the 2014 Florence High School valedictorian, something he worked very hard to achieve. He had the world at his fingertips. He had been accepted into the Colorado School of Mines, and we were making plans for him to attend that fall. A fact that you may not know, the majority of youth that complete suicide are high achievers.
Dalton suffered in silence. We had no idea anything was wrong or that he was in pain. I can tell you that if this can happen in my family, it can happen anywhere. I am trying to raise awareness about suicide and mental health. I don't know or have all the answers, but I have a voice. And I will always be his voice. I will continue to talk about suicide and mental health, and I hope to open the doors of conversation and help take away the stigma of suicide and mental health. If we can save one life, then we should. I do not want any other family to have to go through what my family goes through every day. That's why I'm here and want to do the proclamation.
Before I have you read this, I just would like to say thank you for stepping up and actually having the courage and the strength to talk about something like this, especially after what your family did go through. Because I think we all know people who have completed suicide in our lives, perhaps not to the extent that you understand it now, but after having gone through what you did go through and now finding that courage and that strength deep within you to step out and to be in the public and to talk about something that people might find very, very uncomfortable. I am incredibly impressed. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you very much.
So if you would, could you please read the proclamation for us?
National Suicide Prevention Month, September 2017. Whereas Fremont County is home to more than 46,000 people, a place of destination for thousands of visitors annually, and the site of about a dozen state and federal correctional facilities. And whereas the Fremont County Coroner reported 22 suicides when investigated in 2016. That is about 4% of all deaths. And whereas Fremont County's average number of deaths by suicide typically is 12 to 16 per year. Whereas suicides cost Colorado a total of more than $1 billion of combined lifetime medical and work loss in 2010, or on average of $1.2 million per suicide death, according to the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. And whereas in Colorado, suicide is the first leading cause of death for ages 10 to 14, and is the seventh leading cause of death overall in the state. And whereas 5 times as many people die by suicide in Colorado annually than from homicide. And whereas the total deaths to suicide reflect a total of 23,267 years of potential life loss before the age 65. And whereas on average, 1 person dies by suicide every 8 hours in the state. Now, therefore, let it be proclaimed by the County Commissioners of Fremont County that September 2017 is hereby designated as National Suicide Prevention Month in Fremont County. The County Commissioners do urge all people of Fremont County to become educated on suicide prevention awareness and support those affected by suicide during this month and throughout the year.
So this proclamation really is an attempt to get information to the public and let people know who may not understand how prevalent suicide is here in our world today. And for me, nothing brings it home more than that statistic that says suicide is the first leading cause of death for ages 10 through 14. That's unbelievable. It truly is. And it is the 7th leading cause of death overall in the entire state of Colorado. So for folks who think that perhaps this isn't that big of a deal, it is that big of a deal. So thank you again for being here. Gentlemen, comments?
No, but with that, I appreciate you being here. Thank you very much. And I do move to approve this proclamation designating September as National Suicide Prevention Month in Fremont County.
And with that, I'll second that motion. And just to add that my best friend committed suicide 16 years ago, and it still hurts to this day. And thank you for being here today.
I would like to add to that, Jessica. I know you told us all how proud you were of Dalton, but I would say to you today, he is incredibly proud of you right now as well. So thank you. Yes, absolutely. Please do. Let me take a quick moment to do our vote, and then I'll give you just a minute for that. So let's go ahead and have roll call.
Commissioner McFall?
Aye.
Commissioner Payne?
Aye.
Commissioner Bell?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Okay, and there's going to be a walk.
Yep, I am the chairperson of the first inaugural Canyon City Out of the Darkness Community Walk hosted by the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. The walk will be held Saturday, September 9th, beginning at the Reynolds Trailhead of the Arkansas River Walk across the street from the Rec District. Registration begins at 9 a.m. The walk begins at 10 a.m. This fall, you will be one of nearly 250,000 people across the country who are walking to fight suicide. We ask that you register in advance. This is a fundraiser. There is no fee to walk. There's no minimum to walk. You can just walk to support the cause. You can raise some funds to support the cause. The American Foundation for Suicide Prevention has set a bold goal to reduce the annual suicide rate by 20% by the year 2025. So I hope that you join me. I have some handouts for each of you if you like that. I'll leave them with you. And I also have suicide awareness ribbon things that I'd like to leave for each of you as well.
Sure, that would be great. So if anyone wants to sign up for the walk or to simply get more information on how they could help sponsor, how can they do that?
There's the website to sign up. It's afsp.org/Canyon City. Or you can contact me. My phone number is 719-671-2676.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think the Daily Record would like to take a quick photo with Jessica and the commissioners. So pardon us for just one moment. We're going to take a quick picture and then we'll be right back.
Sorry.
Thank you again, Jessica. Item number 2 under new business this morning is another proclamation. This one is for the Fremont County Air Show. I see we have our airport manager, Dick Baker, with us this morning. We also have chairman of our Airport Advisory Board, John Marietta. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Board. I'm going to let John read the proclamation.
So let's do the pitch first. We get a couple minutes for the pitch. So September 16th is going to be our air show. It's done in cooperation with Florence Pioneer Days. We made arrangements to start the parade with a flyover of some of our performers. We have a great air show lined up all the way from Joe Thibodeau, who will be down with his P-51. Gary Rower will do the Super Steerman again, and if you were here in 15, you saw that. We have Brian Carell will be coming in from Kansas to do the pits. He'll do an inverted ribbon cut on the runway. The Rocky Mountain Renegades will be back, which they're the experimental formation group. And Don Nelson is now flying a big SNJ trainer aircraft, World War II trainer aircraft. So, and there'll be some other acts interspersed in there. So we're really excited about the air show. We hope we have a day that was as perfect as the eclipse day with the air show. So with that, I'd like to acknowledge Announcer Bob and Announcer Roseanne, who've been very helpful. And Roseanne is the one that has written the proclamation for us. So with that, whereas the concept of flight and the ability to defy gravity has fascinated humanity since the dawn of time. And whereas the clear blue skies of Fremont County provide the perfect backdrop to view magnificent aircraft piloted by expert aerobatic performers. And whereas Fremont County's airport's stated mission is to provide safe, efficient aeronautical services and facilities for commercial, corporate, private, and military aviation. And whereas Fremont County Airport wants to instill the love of aviation while raising awareness of its location and facilities with Fremont County residents and visitors alike. And whereas the air show provides an affordable opportunity for families to enjoy a day together out of doors, and whereas the generosity of our air show sponsors, large and small, have made this event possible free of charge to the general public. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Fremont County Board of Commissioners declares that Saturday, September 16, 2017, is Fremont County Air Show Day in honor of the staff and advisory committee of the Fremont County Airport and everyone else whose hard work has made this event possible and free of charge. Signed this 22nd day of August, 2017.
So this truly is one of the premier events of Fremont County, and it's so much fun. It's so incredible. But even if I hadn't been planning on going now, John, I think I would have to go to find out what an inverted ribbon cut is, because it sounds really cool. I have no idea what it might be, but I'm going to be there to watch it. Mr. Baker, do you have anything you would like to add?
Well, the inverted ribbon cut is...
Now, don't ruin it for me, okay?
Anyway, I worked with this young man last year at an air show down in Kansas, and it really made an impression on me, so I thought that people from Fremont County deserve something like this.
All right, I think that's fabulous. Gentlemen, anything else to add? I would like you to hold up that poster so the cameras can get a quick shot of that. Maybe a quick shot. Uh-oh.
There it is.
There we go.
Okay.
There it is. So who is it that puts together the posters for the air show? Because every year they have been amazing and incredible, and it seems to me as though they just keep getting better and better.
So actually, one of the primary sponsors in 2015 and for this year as well is the Railroad. And the original artwork came from their graphics department and their advertising firm, and then we were granted permission to reuse that in the video show. So
They're beautiful. They do a really nice job. All right, gentlemen, your wishes?
Madam Chair, I move that we accept the proclamation for the Fremont County Air Show for September 16th, 2017.
Going to approve it.
Pardon?
We're going to approve it.
We're going to approve it.
Yes.
That's more better. Let's do that.
I second that approval.
It has been moved and seconded to approve Saturday, September 16th as Fremont County Air Show Day here in Fremont County through proclamation. Further discussion?
No, John, you mentioned it is in conjunction with the events in Florence. And I believe they'll have transportation back and forth so people can enjoy both, right?
right, actually, Raft Masters has agreed to run a shuttle bus between the airport and the swimming pool in Florence is where the bus stop will be. So you can shuttle back and forth all morning long, because the air show, the events begin at 7 a.m. with a pancake breakfast, which is put on by the Experimental Aircraft Association. So you can shuttle back and forth, go have pancakes, go back to the parade, and come back and forth, because there'll be static displays, and the military's coming in from the 4th Combat Aviation Brigade with 3 of their helicopters. So if you want to meet the guys that are making the noise, come out, say hi to them.
It's going to be
a
one of
great
the
time.
best
Yeah.
days in Fremont County all year
You
long.
can do like I do and just sit there and get sunburned and watch the airplanes too. It's all good.
Yes.
I can't wait for the P-51. I'm about to jump out of my chair. My grandpa flew that plane in World War II.
Oh, cool.
Very, very nice. So Katie will be there as well.
Yes.
Okay, so we still need roll call, correct?
Yes.
All right, let's do roll call.
Commissioner Payne?
Aye.
Commissioner McFall?
Aye.
Commissioner Bell?
Aye.
Motion carried.
And we're going to move right into a bid award for the Fremont County Airport Maintenance and Precision Approach Path Indicators Project. Once again, we turn to Mr. Baker and Mr. Marietta for this.
Okay, back in July, we put out for bid a couple projects. I believe we're going to talk about the runway maintenance project and the Pappy Lights. Okay, upon the review of Armstrong Consultants on the pavement maintenance project, American Road Maintenance was the low bidder, and their bid was $135,453.71. Maxwell, their bid was $135,940. $984.88. The difference was $531.17. So the award will be going to American Road. The engineer's estimate from Armstrong was $187,324.85.
All right.
The
John?
portion of the Pappy Lights also was out to bid the same day. The two bidders that we have was Electrical Excellence Enterprises and Morton Electric Incorporated. The low bidder was $123,579.00. The Morton was $140,044.16. The engineer's estimate from Armstrong Consultants was $157,397.50.
So the first one that you talked about, the maintenance project, was that $135,000 for American Road? Is that correct?
Yes,
Okay.
that is on the runway itself.
Right. Okay. And then American Excellence was the bidder for $123,579 for the Pappy project.
It's electrical excellence.
Electrical
Yes.
Excellence Enterprise.
Electrical Excellence. I don't know where my mind was, but okay. All right. Thank you. Gentlemen, questions?
Can we combine these into one project then, as far as the motion goes, or do they need to
Well,
separate them?
you can do one motion for both
For both.
bids.
Okay.
Yes.
So with that, I move that we approve these bids and award the bids to American Road Maintenance for $135,453.71 for the runway. And it was Electrical American?
Electrical Excellence.
Excellence for the Pappy Light Electrical Project, and I didn't get that figure.
$123,579.
For $123,579.
Okay. Second.
Okay, it has been moved and seconded to approve your recommendation of the bid awards to American Road Maintenance and Electrical Excellence for the amounts already discussed. Further discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner McFall?
Aye.
Commissioner Payne?
Aye.
Commissioner Bell?
Aye.
Motion carries.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Safety airship.
You bet you will. I do realize that we have a public hearing scheduled for 10 o'clock. It is almost 10 o'clock. However, we have a gentleman with us this morning to present the 2016 audit report, which is our next item of new business. So we're going to take care of the audit before we open up that public hearing. So we have with us this morning John Cutler of Cutler and Associates. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
And
Good morning.
I believe John and maybe Sunny will kind of be tag teaming it a little bit here this morning. So whoever would like to begin.
Well, I'll begin and say, first of all, and I thank Sunny. The document is pretty substantial and big, and she did most of all of it. What we do is we review it, give her advice, make sure it complies with the standards, and give her our seal of approval, which is our opinion on it. But she did most of the work, so she should be commended for that. That's amazing to be able to put that together in a house. So.
She does a great job, and I think we recognize that. But it's also nice to hear it from an outside source, so thank you for that.
Thank you.
But
And actually, this is the fourth year we've worked with Cutler and Associates, and I want to express my gratitude to them as well, because they've definitely been good at making sure that we're in compliance with things. And in fact, there was one item that I had missed going into this, which is somewhat of the delay on the last thing, but you know, everything is now put together. We meet all of the GASB requirements, and so I have really enjoyed working with them as well. So,
All right.
all right.
But as far as the audit itself, it went very well. Like I said, we issued an opinion on the audit, which is on our letterhead towards the front. And it's called an unmodified report, which means good. Means every question was answered, we have no issues, and that's what the state wants to see. I mean, otherwise, you know, the county had a good financial year, your fund balance has increased, and we don't have any concerns about that. There is a couple of things which we've been talking about for a while, like with the treasurer's office, that we're going to have reported to you in a separate letter, which will come a little bit later. We just want to give you a chance to look at that first.
So in your expert opinion, then Fremont County is on firm financial footing right at the moment.
Yes, it is.
That's what we want to hear.
So, exactly.
And I know that you're not here to tell us what we want to hear, you're to tell us what your
Right.
true opinion actually is. So
Correct.
thank you for that.
Yeah. And if anybody has any questions about this or the process of the document, I'll be happy to answer them.
Sunny, do you have anything to add?
I don't. Well, I guess I do if I'm going to keep talking instead of. So, as he said, we went through and we were able to look at all of the fund balances and everything. Everything seemed to go well last year. We met all of the auditing requirements. We had a single audit because we do exceed the threshold to receiving in grant funds, and so we've completed that as well. So we've sent off the audit to all of the grant holders and everything to make sure that we're in compliance with that. And then just briefly on the issue, we will be receiving a management letter, and it will have very similar items to what has been on the last couple of years. So I don't know if you want to just briefly discuss anything with the treasurer's office, or do you want to save that for?
Probably save that.
Okay. All right, and so we are working to still try to clean up all of that items. So we're looking at some ideas on how to move forward with that as well. So
On a separate audit.
right. So actually, one of the suggestions that we've received is to have a separate audit firm come in and look at them specifically and actually go through from 2012 until current. So I'm working on compiling an RFP. I've reached out to other counties to see how they've conducted anything like this, and I've gotten a little bit of feedback. So I'll be getting that done. I've also received some suggestions on different firms that we could potentially use. So we'll be working on getting that out here within the next week or two to start moving forward with that.
Okay, so what's our timeline for that then?
I mean, I would hope to have somebody in here before the end of the year. The auditing season for counties really gets busy in January and then through about July. So hopefully we can get a firm contacted here within the next couple months and get somebody in here to conduct that special.
Yeah, it would be great to have that map up here, management level next year.
Yes, it would. We agree
Yeah.
with that. It's been there for a few years, and this board, I believe, feels very strongly that we need to figure it out, to find out what the discrepancy is and to actually get it fixed
Right.
instead of push it off into the future.
We're on the same page.
We don't want to kick the can down the road anymore.
There you go.
We don't.
Okay, thank you. So do we need to accept this audit? Is that? Okay.
Okay, move to accept the audit for 2016.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded to accept the audit from John Cutler of Cutler and Associates for the year 2016. Further discussion?
Just a quick note, we did meet the timeline for submitting the audit, so we have submitted it to the state by the July 31st timeline. So just wanted to note
Good.
that.
Good
Okay.
deal. All right, thank you. Okay, I think we're ready for roll call.
Commissioner Payne,
Aye.
Commissioner McFall,
Aye.
Commissioner Bell,
Aye.
motion carries.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
John.
Thanks, John.
The hour is 3 minutes past 10 o'clock, but we are going to call it close enough and open up our public hearing scheduled for 10 a.m. This is a request for a temporary use permit, Diana's Pumpkin Patch, number 17-004. All right, good morning. I believe we have with us Sue Madone this morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. So we'll give you a couple of minutes to talk about what you're doing and what your hopes and plans are and what you're asking us for this morning.
Okay. Just like last year, we don't really have a lot of new things going on this year. We're just asking for the same permit to operate from September 23rd through October 31st at 6 weekends this year instead of 7. During the week, we're open to school groups, and then on the weekends, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we're open to the general public. So that will all be the same. All the activities are the same. About the only thing that we've changed a little last year was a little bit of the parking problems. From my contingencies from last year, we didn't have any contingencies that we needed to meet, except for, getting our food of course, we did that. So there was no other contingencies last year that we had to meet. So, like I said, there's really nothing changing about the pumpkin patch and what we're offering this year. It's the same as before, unless you guys have some questions on my permit, my actual application, it's kind of the same.
I do have one quick question for you. I know that you made some parking changes last year. How did those changes work out? And are you looking at doing it the same, or are you continuing to tweak it?
Well, we're always trying to tweak it to make things better. I felt like it ran better last year. We have some neighbors that have offered properties, and I put that in the map in your packets. So we had some parking down lower on the street of Locust. So we added some spaces there. And our parking stays the same on our piece of property. But on Locust, down the street, we put some going west. Let me tell you his property. His name is Doug Martin, which is 1510 Locust. He opened up one of his grass fields, and we figure there's about 25 spaces there. If you look at Exhibit 15-1A, that's where it lists our parking spaces and our parking, how we figured it out. But down at the very bottom of it, it says 1610 Locust, Corey Nordike. We figured that there's 20 spaces there. And then Doug Martin, 25 spaces. And Kathleen Gamble, she's at 1625 Poplar, which is the bottom of our property. She has about 25 spaces there.
So all in is about 315 spaces then, including the property that you actually own.
Right.
Okay.
Of course, I live right there too, and it seems to me like last year ran really well to me. I went down there a few times, and it seemed to me like, and then with your guys that you have out there directing traffic helped a lot.
Right.
Yeah, and so I thought it ran a lot smoother. Yeah. So,
I felt like it did too.
yeah.
All right, thank you. We will turn next to Planning and Zoning Director Matt Koch for a staff report. Morning, Matt.
Good morning. All right, this is their third submittal for this TUP. They did do the necessary notifications and publication requirements, as well as posted the property. The only recommended contingency is compliance with the Fremont County Department of Public Health and Environment with their licensing, and I believe you're working with Sid on that now, trying to get that through. As part of your packets, we did include a letter from a neighbor, which we received on August 14th, and then we provided you with one that we received this morning as well from Paul Cochran. So I hope you had time to review those.
Yes.
We did make 2 visits to the site on the weekends last year and didn't find any issues with that. The traffic seemed to be working very well the weekends that we did visit the site. We didn't receive any complaints regarding the parking or anything over this last year. So we do recommend approval of this TUP with that one contingency.
Okay, I do have a question for you, Matt. I see that proof of insurance for liability purposes is to be included with the packet, and I saw a quote for insurance inside the packet, but I did not actually see proof of insurance.
I'll have to double check, see if they dropped that off now. We may need a copy of that if you have received it.
My insurance is seasonal, so they'll give me a quote this early in the year, and I start getting insured in September. So you wouldn't see my actual policy, my certificate, until September.
So perhaps then we would need to add a second contingency for proof of insurance
Yes.
before being allowed to operate.
Yeah,
Okay.
that makes sense.
Okay. All right. Anything else, Matt?
Nope, that'll do.
Any other questions for Matt, gentlemen?
No, so two contingencies.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, this is a public hearing. I would like to open this up to the public and ask if there's anyone here who would like to step forth and make any comments about Diana's Pumpkin Patch. Come on up, sir.
I'm David Bunker. I live due north. My property line is their property line. And parking is the main problem. Traffic is a problem. People running up down the street with the little carts full of pumpkins and kids is a problem. Best way to address it is to the west of their property, they have a long driveway there where they can pull all the parking off of Locust that's parked on the street where it is actually not wide enough to have two vehicles parked on each side of the street, and take a semi down through there. How do I know I've done it? Because I have semis, I drive semis. And it is a difficult situation. I don't care what they do with the property, that's their business. I just want a kid getting hurt out in the middle of that street, and that's my main concern. And I'm here to state, they've got the property on the west side of theirs, a driveway already there by their little house. They could do all the parking off of Locust that's on the street there and eliminate the problem, the traffic jam. We come and go with stock trailers all the time. Kids picking me up on my horses to go to gather cows here and there. And point blank, we try to avoid doing anything in that time frame because of the hassle. Thank you.
Mr. Bunker, could I get you to fill out one of those slips of paper and please turn it in to our clerk up here so she can have a record of who you are? Thank you. Is there anyone else that would like to speak? And I'll also ask you to fill out one of those slips when you're done.
My name is Jan Massey. I live across the street from the entry on Locust Street. And even a couple of years ago, I had written a letter about the traffic, the issues there. The main thing, or one of the things, is the trash. Last year was worse than ever, and both sides of the road really need to be picked up better. We have trash all the time. I didn't hear what time the pumpkin patch is open during at nighttime. Last year we heard yelling, screaming at 9:30 or so on some nights, and I never heard what time it actually is supposed to be over.
I could give you that answer very quickly if you would like.
Sure.
The application says Fridays and Saturdays from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m., Sundays from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., and then during the day, several hours,
Okay.
Monday through Friday.
Okay. The traffic is a problem. Like I said, I live at 1524 and a half and have a property at 1526 Locust, which is right across the street from the entry. If the cars are parked either straight in or at an angle, where the fence is or has been, when people pull in there, sometimes they go to the fence or they park back from the fence. Even at that, a lot of times the back end of the vehicle is on the asphalt. And if you get a bus or a large vehicle or so forth, they're actually, when they're parked, they're in the street. If you have both sides of vehicles, sometimes it's hard to get through there. If there is ever an emergency, ambulance or so forth, there are times where it's going to be a problem, and maybe there has been, I don't know. To get a fire truck through there would be impossible sometimes. It's a dangerous situation. If they would move the fence line, and they have plenty of room, and some of you have driven by, if they would move to the west, 5 foot would make a lot of difference. That way, people could actually walk in back of the vehicles, because as of now, they gotta walk in the street, and like Mr. Bunker said, you know, they have kids, they have cars and everything, and it's a problem. 5 foot would make a lot of difference.
Are you talking on Locust?
Yes.
Not on
Yes, sir.
Poplar?
I'm on Locust, and that's what I'm talking about.
You're talking about Locust, okay.
Yes, sir. And that whole street would, gets, congested, especially with both vehicles, both sides of the street, and some cars parked, out in the street anyway, beside the parking, so it's difficult. If emergency vehicle has to get through there, it's gonna be a problem. I don't know if anybody's ever been hurt. I understand there was a rear end hit, but not very serious. But the chances are that sometime somebody's gonna get hurt. And the way there's crazy people out there now, you don't know what somebody may try and do. There's lines to get into the place, this is when they're first trying to, get people in. People are lined out in the street to get into the place. Dangerous situations, people, kids are continually out in the street. I've said this before, it's a safety issue, I've seen it. I've seen a little kid one time jump out of the car, run out, he was going to go around the car. Fortunately, a person that was driving the vehicle, seen what was happening, slammed on his brakes. But there's close calls all the time. And when somebody is pulling out from a parking place, be it diagonally or straight in, they don't see anybody, they don't see any vehicles coming until they are actually backed up enough that they could see in back of the other vehicles coming each way.
So you're saying, as they're lined up going into the facility, they're lined up and going out into the street?
The people?
The people.
This is when they're getting their tickets to
Getting their tickets to go in?
Yes.
And they're lined up?
They're out in the street.
Okay.
That's an issue, but it's just the people walking back and forth, and like I said, vehicles on both sides of the street, some of them don't park up to the fence, they're continually walking in the street with traffic, kids, little kids, and so forth.
Okay, sir.
5 foot would make a difference.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Anything else?
No.
Okay. All right, please fill out a form. Thank you. Do we have anyone else who would like to address this board on this matter? Good morning.
I'm Linda Duke. I live right across the street from the pumpkin patch. I think this year my only complaint really is safety. Getting me out of my driveway, I can't see to get out of the driveway because cars are parked on the side of the road right up to the sides. So that's an issue for me. And
Are you on Poplar or Locust?
yeah, I'm on Poplar,
You're on
right
Poplar.
across the street from the corner.
Okay.
And I know that they can't control other people, but yeah, I've had property damage, kids in my mailbox, all that stuff, so. But, yeah, the parking and the traffic, so.
Okay. Would you also fill out a slip for us? Thank you. All right. Last call. Anyone else? Okay, Sue, I would like to bring you back up and have you address a couple of these questions for us. One quick question that I have, I believe that the sheriff's office has stepped up patrols during this event in the last couple of years. Do you see them out there patrolling and making certain that people are following the law?
They're out there quite a bit, yes.
Okay.
They even stop in and ask if they're in trouble, or if they would see something on the street, they might stop in and tell us. Usually, if they've had any troubles, they might tell the person themselves. But when they've come up, they haven't had any problems that they've told us about.
Okay, and would you also like to address the issue of parking along the long driveway on the west as opposed to in neighborhood
Sure.
parking spaces?
long driveway on the west, I think that Mr. Bunker is mentioning is that by the Peach House, and I have turned that in last year, that we opened all that up for parking, which I turned in pictures of that, of the cars parked down that long side. I believe that's the side he's talking about. It's all open for parking. Most of the customers, as in most situations, they're gonna park as close to the front entrance as possible. And that's all along the county right-of-way in the front part. That driveway is gonna be at the end of our 10 acres. So here's the entrance on this side, 10 acres in between. There's a long parking lot there that we allowed people to park. It's all marked off. Our people are helping them park down there, but they then have to walk from down there to the front entrance to get in. And most people are gonna park right around the front, if they can.
Okay, and what about the issue of trash? We just heard that it's being picked up maybe on one side of the road, but not on both sides. Can you address that?
Sure. Trash is picked up every morning, and it's picked up by more than one person. It's picked up by all my parking attendants, plus it's picked up by Tim before we even open. He takes the trailer around, drives around, picks up trash. I have trash cans on Poplar side. I can add some more trash cans on Locust side. I do have some on Locust side, because that one piece of property that I talked to you about, that they opened up, I can't remember his name. I have a trash can down there because I know people are walking down the street. They're walking down Locust to get to that parking area. And so, I assume there's gonna be trash thrown down there. So we put trash cans down on that side, and there's trash cans on my side of Poplar.
And you do go all that way to all the parking lots and check for trash every day?
We go up and down the streets,
Okay.
even further than that,
Okay,
to pick up trash.
okay.
If you drove out there right now, there's trash along the road. It's not from the pumpkin patch, it's just trash.
So what about the issue of folks lining up in very long lines, waiting to get in, to pay their admission fee and to get in, and actually lining up in the road? Is there somewhere that you can redirect people to stand while they're waiting instead of lining up all the way out inside the road, into the road?
People do, like bleed out into the road. Right in front of the pumpkin patch, there's also a house of ours, and we have a fence there, and then there's a road, and that fence is held back at least 10 foot. So we try to get people to come from the front parking lot, right around and stay on the gravel. You can literally come from the front parking lots, stay on the gravel in front of the house, and be in a long line all the way down to the stop sign. The only way to actually keep people totally off would be to cone off the road. I would have to stick some cones maybe out into the road to get people to stay over. It's kind of like Blossom Weekend when people are walking on the roads, you can't quite shove them all the way over. Like Mr. Massey said, the fence is back, remove that fence on Locust back, but people don't pull all the way up to the fence. That right of way right now on Locust is 24 feet deep before the fence. So we have fully expected people to pull off and pull over to the fence. So there's 24 feet there. There's plenty of room for a vehicle to get all the way over and still have people be able to walk up and down the street.
Would it help if it was like an airport security where you had kind of fenced and do you know what I'm talking about?
Zigzag.
Zigzagged? I don't know. I'm just throwing out an idea.
Yeah, I thought of that last year, thinking that it might help zigzag people in the front.
Besides, Tim needs something else to do, right?
Well, it would be easy to set that up. And
Yeah.
It's just getting people to not line up so far out in the road. I try to shove them over. The room is there for them to stand, but they.
Okay.
So I guess overall, I would just ask you to be conscious of what is happening not only on your property, but outside of your property as well, in the roadway, in the rights of way where people are walking, and be cognizant of the safety issues and do what you can to help alleviate those.
I am aware of that. I did, can I bring up one other issue? One of the issues on Locust, or not on Locust, but on Poplar, is a lot of my neighbors are still putting up signs. And they're putting up signs on their own property, but they're saying no parking. And when they say no parking, people think that they can't park in the county right of way. So what they do is they shove out into the road, because a lot of these people either run them off or, you know, whatever they're doing to get these people to move over. So if they do move over into the road, that would be my only suggestion, is that they're crowding the road, because people across the board know that they can park on county right of way. So if you put signs up along your property, no parking, no parking, I think people still park there in certain instances, and they might be the ones shoving it out a bit.
So we can't direct your neighbors what signs they can and cannot post. That's not something that we can control.
Right.
I would say that perhaps is maybe more of an issue for law enforcement, because if people truly are parking in the road, then law enforcement needs to help police that and take care of that.
Yeah, the right-of-way just isn't near big enough to even put a vehicle in there, like along Poplar on the south side. That's going to be an ongoing issue, I think. Yeah, there just simply isn't room there, which brings us back to you guys providing the parking. But human nature being what they are, they don't want to walk a half a block. I understand that.
Right.
But
And my other two properties that people are allowing us to park on, they're even further they're a little further down the road, so they have to walk a little further.
Okay, gentlemen, anything else?
No, just one thing. You had, and I assume you'll have again off-duty deputies helping with parking and stuff. When they help those people park, and especially in front of somebody's place and stuff, are they just pointing them the direction, or are they actually showing them how to park? Because I know that if you park one car and it parks wrong, the rest of the people follow it wrong. If it's parked in there correctly, pulled up to the fence, people tend to pull up to the fence with it. How do they assist them when they help them park?
Well, we have two four-wheelers, or ATVs, and those policemen are on those ATVs, and then also there's two in my front parking lot just walking with flags, and they try to get the first people in there, and usually it's my employees that start the whole thing. We get them parking, but that's on my property. When people are parking on the right of way, that's gonna be those two guys on the ATVs, and they're the ones that try to get them parking in the right direction, or over far enough. There's very few people parking on Locust anymore because of all those signs. So the problem probably is more on, or Poplar, I mean, there's probably more congestion on Locust because it's the front of the activity. But they do start them off, Mr. McFall, as best they can. But on my customers, and it's in my application, they're staying about 3 hours and then they're leaving. So even if the guys are there at the right moment when they're pulling in there to get them over and everything, that works if they're there at that section. Because they're coming and going, people are. It's not an all-day event.
We also did receive one verbal complaint last year regarding corn husks blowing onto adjacent properties. What are you doing to help alleviate that?
Yeah, I had a neighbor call me in the fall after this was all over on a windy day, and she said, you need to come and clean up my yard because you guys are making money off of this and I shouldn't have to rake my yard. So I did hire a lawn service company, and they raked Poplar and Locust, and I have the bill for you. They raked up and down Poplar and Locust to get all the corn leaves off of the front of those people's properties. They didn't go on their property, they just raked the county right away was all raked.
Okay, thank you. Anything else for Sue?
Can I ask a question?
You already had an opportunity to speak. All right. Okay, at this time we will close this public hearing. Thank you, Sue, and I will ask my fellow commissioners their wishes.
I'll make a motion that we approve. Hold on just a second. TUP 17-004 for Diana's Pumpkin Patch with the 2 contingencies that we spoke of, and simply have the Madones try to get along with their neighbors and have them help with the parking and all like they have been doing. So that would be my motion.
Those 2 contingencies being the public health permits and the insurance.
Yes. Thank
And I guess I echo that. Hopefully that the parking can get a little better, and I move to second that motion.
All right, it has been moved and seconded to approve temporary use permit 17-004, Diana's Pumpkin Patch at 1649 Poplar Avenue for the event to run September 23rd through October 31st, 7 days a week, with the hours as mentioned previously, and the 2 contingencies as recommended by Planning and Zoning as well. All right, anything else? Roll call.
Commissioner Payne?
Aye.
Commissioner McFall?
Aye.
Commissioner Bell?
Aye.
Motion carries.
All right, thank you. Okay, back to new business. I believe we are on item number 5, which is approval of a tourism marketing grant and authorization for Fremont County Tourism Council Chairman's signature. So with that, I'm going to turn to Commissioner McFall, who is the board's representative and liaison with the Fremont County Tourism Council. And can I ask you to please take your conversation out of the room? Thank you.
So the Fremont County Tourism Council had applied for a grant through the Office of Economic Development and International Trade, and were awarded a grant in the amount of $75,000 to support the tourism in the county. There are some stuff that they have to do to report all of the uses of the money, how it's being used, and that type of deal. So it's kind of regulated as how the grant money gets used. But it's a good $75,000 can go quite a ways to promote our community.
So what is the paperwork that we're being asked to sign today?
There are some agreements in that, and the agreements are to report how the money is being spent. And I don't have that up on my computer.
Okay, so this reads authorization for the Fremont County Tourism Council Chairman's signature. Is that something typically?
You can delegate that authority.
Okay.
Delegate it to him.
All right, thank you.
Right, so when we received all the grant paperwork, it actually had Steve Caverman's name on there for signature, since they were the ones that actually completed the application. So what we're asking today is to approve the grant and then authorize him to sign the grant award.
Okay, thank you for that clarification.
You're welcome.
They should be able to do a lot of good things with $75,000.
I would think so.
So it's a very impressive that they were chosen to receive this grant. Anything else, Commissioner McFall?
No. And with that, I move that we approve the Fremont County Tourism Council's Chairman Steve Caverman to sign for the grant authorization.
And to approve the acceptance of the grant as well.
And to approve the acceptance for the grant as well.
All right.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded to approve acceptance of the tourism marketing grant in the amount of $75,000, as well as delegate authority to the Fremont County Tourism Council Chairman to sign that documentation. Further discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner McFall?
Aye.
Commissioner Payne?
Aye.
Commissioner Bell?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Moving right along, number 6, we have Alternative Medical Remedies, LLC, which is a medical marijuana center, pharmacy, and commercial greenhouse, seeking transfer of licensing. So let's speak first with Representative Elizabeth. Is it Tashomi? Okay, if you would please come forward. Good morning.
Good morning.
And just give us a little bit of information about this transfer.
Yes, first I have to say thank you very much for giving me the opportunity. I'm continuing the same business. Mr. Tom Bowman started 7 years ago. Everything's gonna stay the same. And again, thanks for the opportunity.
Okay, so no changes to the way the business is run, location? Okay. All right, staff report, Matt?
Alrighty, these licenses were renewed in March. They will renew again in March. This doesn't change that date. The transfer has been officially done through the state. We have received that approval, so that has been taken care of through the state. This will be just a change in the ownership of those licenses. So everything else will remain in effect and the same as the operation is. So.
All right, thank you. Gentlemen, do you have questions for anyone?
No, pretty straightforward.
This is not a public hearing, but as we typically do for medical marijuana here in Fremont County, I would like to ask if there's anyone in the audience who would like to address this transfer of ownership. Okay, seeing none, I have no questions. I believe we're ready for a motion.
Okay, Madam Chair, I make a motion, and I assume we can do these together,
Yes.
to approve the transfer for MMC 14-002 and OPC 14-012 alternative medical remedies.
Second.
All right, it has been moved and seconded to approve the transfer of those two licenses for the property which is located at 1450 L Street in Penrose. Before we vote, I just would like to say to you, this is one property here in Fremont County that actually has not created trouble at all with their neighbors. We would love to see that tradition continue. So we expect the very best from you. We expect that you're coming into it with your eyes wide open, knowing exactly what it is that you're doing there, and we hope to continue not receiving complaints from your neighbors. All right? Thank you. Thank you for being here this morning. Let's have a roll call.
Commissioner Payne?
Aye.
Commissioner McFall?
Aye.
Commissioner Bell?
Aye.
Motion carries.
All right, continuing on, item number 7, special review use 00-009, round 2. This is a special review use permit, and we are transferring the ownership as well as a name change. Do we have Holly Wright with us this morning? Good morning. Thank you for being so patient this morning. We've had a lot of items on our agenda.
No worries at all. Thank you for having me.
So if you would like to introduce yourself, please, and tell us exactly what you're doing here. This is in the Los Pinos subdivision, which is south of the city of Florence.
Correct. And my name is Holly Wright, and this is my husband, Jack Wright, and it is actually his business that will be running at the facility. It's our home and his training facility. We have so much food.
Well, we train and show horses for a living. I put on a clinic here and there. We do a few lessons. That's about it.
So are there any changes that you're planning to the business, or it really is just transfer of ownership and a name change?
It really is just transfer. There's a lot of things listed that we're not currently doing, but we'd like to keep those open for maybe some fun shows or something down the road if that were to come up. But we do also have a stallion collection business that I had added to the paperwork. And it's just our private stallions that Jack trains and shows that we collect and ship out. That's the only difference.
And we are changing the name to Jack Wright Performance Horses, correct? Okay, thank you. Staff report, we'll turn to Matt.
Not much to say on this. The transfer looks good. They are transferring from Huckabee to Wright. We have not had any complaints or anything on this property, so we do recommend approval of the transfer.
All right, thank you. Gentlemen, questions, comments?
No, I don't have any questions, but I do move to approve the SRU 00-009, round 2 special use permit to change the name to Jack Wright Performance Horses.
Okay, so transfer of ownership.
And transfer of ownership.
transfer of ownership,
name
yeah.
change. I second.
It has been moved and seconded to transfer the ownership of round 2 as well as change the name. It's being transferred to Jack and Holly Wright and changing the name to Jack Wright Performance Horses. Further discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner McFall?
Aye.
Commissioner Payne?
Aye.
Commissioner Bell?
Aye.
Motion carries.
And we wish you the very best of luck in the future with your business.
Thank you.
Good luck.
The last item of new business we have on our agenda today is an optional premises cultivation, number 14-010 for Maggie's Farm, which is located south of Florence, I do believe.
County Road 84.
And we have with us Allison Longshore this morning. Good morning. How are you?
I'm well.
Good. Good, thank you. Do you want to briefly discuss what it is you're seeking modification for?
Yep, so we are looking to construct a 50 by 100 foot metal building, or pole barn essentially. That would be used for storage and drying for our upcoming harvest that we have. And we are also looking to move a couple of storage containers from the east side of the property, the west side of the property to the east side of the property, and as well as modify our north and east fence line to encompass the building.
So if you don't have this metal building currently, how, what are you doing to deal with the storage and drying that it would be replacing?
So we use actually these storage containers right now in storage, but we found that it's very expensive to retrofit them to allow the proper environment for the curing and the storage of marijuana. It typically degrades pretty quickly, so we're just looking to do it the right way and build a building that can properly hold our product.
Okay. All right, questions at this time for Allison?
So it says removal of buried Conex type boxes. How many are there?
5.
There's 5, and they will be removed.
Yes.
And that's
They're
part of.
being pulled out and they're just being added to a collection of 7 that we already have.
To be used or just to be?
They will be used for storage, yes.
Just for storage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, let's turn to Matt. Staff report.
All righty, we did review this file. All the necessary information was provided. Code enforcement did do an inspection on the property and found no violations. There are 3 contingency items. The first one is to provide us a copy of the final CO when the building is completed. The second is a copy of all the current state optimal OPC licenses. I think a couple of them were out of date at the time that you submitted, so if we can get updated ones of those. And then proof that all the state regulations have been satisfied through your modification through the state. Other than that, we have no issues with this property. They do run a good site, and we do recommend approval of this modification.
In fact, we have the comment here that I made a little note to make sure to mention today from the department that this modification is rural and does not impact any adjacent neighbors or uses. So approval is recommended. I would add to that, I believe this is maybe the other marijuana facility we have here in Fremont County that we have never received a complaint on, and so we would like to continue to see
We will keep it that way.
something well run. So.
Thank you.
Okay. And again, this is not a public hearing, but I would like to ask if anyone in the audience would like to stand and address this issue before we take a vote. All right, seeing none, I would take a motion.
Okay, Madam Chair, move to approve OPC 14-010 Maggie's Farm for their modification of what we have discussed there, and the 3 contingency items that Matt had discussed. Do you have those, Katie? Okay. That's what we have.
Second that.
It has been moved and seconded to approve a modification for OPC 14-010 for Maggie's Farm to allow the construction and placement of a 50 by 100 foot metal building for storage and drying with the 3 contingencies as recommended by Planning and Zoning. Further discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Payne?
Aye.
Commissioner McFall?
Aye.
Commissioner Bell?
Aye.
Motion carries.
That is our last item of business today, so we are adjourned.
Yeah, Maddie?
That was a lengthy meeting.
That's when Jessica called.
Thank you.
What a sweet lady. Oh my gosh. I actually, when I talked to her, I told her that I didn't know Dalton. I didn't know the family. But I had to tell her because it's such a